even if you're discussing just, the experiences of African-American women, I can relate that to the types of pain I've experienced as a gay man and think about it and think about how certain things that happened, have created this wounded inner child that I now have to deal with. And so I'm dealing with it, and, I'm making better decisions now. But it's a process, and it takes time. But, you're part of my healing process. That's why I listen to you, because you are offering a real service to a lot of people, and I hope people recognize that.
Thank you. No, I'm not against therapy. I've been to psychiatrists in the past, but they did not help me, and it was white. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not saying that I would not go to a white person to get therapy, just like I would not go to a black person just because they're a black therapist. Because if there anybody like these black men that you're describing, I'm going to be fucked up even more, because I do not want to get therapy from a African descent person that got a PhD or a doctor or counselor on any level that hates being a nigger. I don't want anybody like that I don't want to share energy with people that hate themselves because they considered African or Negroid. So that's not what I'm saying, that I would never go to a person just because they're white. But I'm saying the ones that I encountered, the psychiatrists I went to, they did not relate to me as a total being, a spirit and a human, because they were not aware of my culture and my background and the things that we have to deal with, and the oppression and the racism, as well as the oppression and racism in the black community, because we even have stereotypical and racial issues among black people because we do it to each other. Well, because you light-skinned, because you dark-skinned, don't have no baby by this person, they too damn black or they hair nappy. So we get this all the way around. So I didn't get what I needed, and they were just trying to deal with me like a rat or something in a clinical project. Oh, okay, so you say you hear and see things. Okay, well, before they could let me get it out, which I didn't realize that I was intuitive and clairvoyant, they said that I was a fucking paranoid schizophrenic. And I know now, and I may be a little fucking paranoid because of the things that I've gone through, but I do readings, and a lot of the shit that I see and hear, the shit be right, so I know that I'm not a fucking paranoid goddamn schizophrenic, and they were putting me on Depakote when I was fucking 24, 25 years old. And I knew I wasn't supposed to be on that shit because like a week or so after I was taking the shit, and they said I had to come back, and they take blood to see what the levels was in my blood. I saw on Channel 5 News, they said taking Depakote make your goddamn hair fall out and cause other kind of goddamn problem. I pulled that shit in the damn toilet, and I did not go back because they kept saying and talking to me like I'm some kind of stuffed damn animal. Like I'm sitting there. So, how are you doing today? So, did you see any more people in your house? Did you hear any more voices? Did you see shit walking through the wall? And it's like you talking to me like I'm some kind of goddamn idiot that is not mentally, emotionally stable. And I wasn't mentally, emotionally stable having motherfuckers talk to me like that and deal with me like that. Fortunately, energetically, healing and counseling and therapy has changed, where they are realizing that you are mind, body, and spirit, just like the medical community. A lot of it's going to energy medicine because they realize there's a mind, body, and spirit integration or fractures that cause sickness and illness. So they're dealing with people, and they're integrating herbs and spirituality into medicine and drugs. So that's all I'm saying. I'm not against you getting help or getting psychotherapy and taking medicine. If you feel that you're about to fall apart and you're not here in Atlanta where we can physically get together and I can talk to you and you need a support base, then, yes, do what it takes for you.
Okay. Well, no, I mean, I'm glad you clarified that. I mean, I didn't mean to say that you dismissed it. I just know that on a few occasions, I know you made a comment of,
I am against a lot of them because of the way they did me, but I'm also against a lot of black people and the therapy they do because I know a lot of them don't like themselves. And a lot of them are critical and judgmental of black people, and they're black themselves, and they'll tell you Jesus is going to fix everything, or they'll beat you down, or they really don't know how to get to the root of the problem, and they don't deal with it like I do. and like a lot of other people have started to deal with this, and like even a lot of white authors that realize the intuitive nature of a problem or self-hatred or pain and how it ties to inner child wounds. So I came to that connection on my own. So I created Vagina Power and the way I deal with it and the way I teach about it from my pain. Since I was going to all these people, spending all this money, and all they want to do is fucking medicate me, turn me into a goddamn junk, tell me, don't think about it, don't be around your mother, don't think about the abuse, and just cut her off. That didn't help me. Because I have to confront the issue. I have to confront the pain. Other than I'm going to walk around here a goddamn scary mess, terrified little kid in a grown person's body and keep getting fucked over. So it's what works for you. But I just created this way and just bold in your face approach. And let me just break it down because that other shit ain't working for a lot of us. We're still walking around here 30, 40, 50 years old in pain, getting new fractures every day, and say, oh, just put a Band-Aid on, don't think about it, and then you keep getting another one because your psychology is so twisted and fucked up, you're drawn to traumatic situations that give you new fractures instead of dealing with the root of this psychosomatic ill, because most of this shit is mental and spiritual, so you can change your thinking, heal the wounded child, tap into it, and then you'll stop attracting those types of experiences because you realize the power of your mind and you control and shape and manifest your destiny, whether it's good or bad, 24/7 through your subconscious mind, and teaching people how they manifest pain and have people show up in their life that they say they don't want there because of their mind and the fractures in the wounded in a child's mind.
Well, no, I agree with you, and I guess, I mean, for me personally, that's why I think, you know, and I was telling you that I think your show has applicability to so many different types of people that, you know, and that's why I listen to you, because I know that you are speaking from experience and that this whole project is one that's helping you also come to terms with pain.
Yep.
And because it is so personal for you, and it's not this system, this abstract system that you've just adopted from without, but it's one that you seem to be creating every day.
Yes.
You know, I feel that it's mutual, this exploration in terms of how does one empower oneself after one feels completely dispossessed, you know?
Yes. Yep, we're both in the same boat, and I've experienced what you're experiencing and had sexual relationships I knew I hated. I didn't get pleasure, and I was afraid to say no. You know, so I'm glad you're taking your power back because it is wrong. And when you feel violated, that means you have been violated. You are violated. And it teaches you, at least it taught me to look at my child and how I was letting people just rape her, how I was a co-conspirator in that violation, and she was defenseless. She didn't have anybody to protect her, and I wasn't even doing it. So it taught me to stand up and do that.
Right.
So I'm hoping this teaches you.
No, it's put a lot in perspective, and I have a lot I need to think about how, yes, I am a co-conspirator in the oppression, abuse, and enslavement of my inner child. And I think a lot of us do this to ourselves, and for whatever reason, for some of us, we almost enjoy it.
Yeah, that's what I want to ask you. Was a part of you liking this?
You know what? I think so. I think a part of me did enjoy the fact that I was abused, because for some reason I mistook that as recognition, meaning in order for someone to recognize me, the only way they can recognize me is for them to dominate me. And I mistook that for, I guess, desire, or I thought that desire could only manifest itself if that desire is one that is so, let's just say, overpowering that someone cannot control themselves. And I guess knowing that I could do that, I felt somehow strong. But then at the same time, you know, I looked what was the consequences were, was that I am allowing, you know, a child who's hurt just to be continually hurt as opposed to healed. And so, and you know, and I do think that, you know, as human beings, we're all sadistic, and I do think we all do enjoy abusing ourselves to a certain extent, and I think we have to find a way to stop doing that, because I think we've been trained and taught to do that.
Yeah, we have been trained and taught to do it. I don't like to do that. I used to do that and let other people do it, and I realized it's not right because I was being taught to do that. But I want to see, does anybody on the phone have any questions or comments about the show or the guest or to the guest?